A couple of years ago, I got offered to be in a commercial for a certain product. During that time, I had just recently started dating this girl, probably no more than a month. I told her about the gig and how excited I was because I've never been in a commercial before, nor have I ever commercially acted. But I was nervous about it and thought it'd be nice if a friend was able to accompany me. A girlfriend, if I may. I wanted the moral support, and also it was early enough in the relationship that I still felt the need to try and impress her. And that is what led to my downfall. I asked the production team if it was okay to invite a friend to witness the scenes from behind, and they said of course, and continued to offer that whoever I invited could even be extras in some shots. Ooh, awesome, I thought. But sadly, everyone else I knew was unavailable because filming was going to be super early in the morning. So I asked my girlfriend, at the time, if she wanted to come and if she was interested in being an extra. No dialogue required, minimal camera exposure, minimum pressure. In the commercial, she simply needed to pretend to be a friend while holding a cup of coffee. She was down and excited, and I said I'd let her know about when to meet once I find out about the call time, which for me turned out to be 6 a.m. She complained that it was way too early, and while I agreed because it would take me 2 hours to get there, it wasn't really up for negotiation. I know filming heavily depends on good lighting, and you can't exactly negotiate with the sun. She still wanted to come, so I asked the team if they actually needed her the whole time, and they said not until later on in the day at a specific location. Cool! I told her when and where to meet, according to the schedule of locations we needed to hit on the day of filming. I think this was around mid-January, peak Canadian winter cold, and I wasn't exactly allowed to wear what I wanted while on camera. They had me shop with the stylist a week prior, and as good as I looked, I knew I'd freeze my ass off. Thankfully, the team was very accommodating during the filming, making sure that in between shots, I got into a jacket and filled all my pockets with heat packs because no way could I survive the negative 30-degree weather with just a vest. Unfortunately, and sometimes this is just the nature of productions, things started falling behind schedule. Some things came up and we needed to switch around the order of the locations. And because of this, it meant that my girlfriend, at the time, would have to wait longer than I initially told her to. I tried my best to communicate with her to make sure she was okay and gave constant updates on filming. But I could tell she was getting more impatient every time my text was anything but, "We're here." Luckily, her location was at a coffee shop, so she was at least able to get out of the cold. But waiting sucks, nonetheless. I understood that, especially when we were 2 hours late to the location. Yeah, big yikes. Negative boyfriend points. I'm screwed. When we finally got there, I went straight to her and apologized like crazy. She was upset, of course, understandably, so I offered to treat her to dinner afterwards from anywhere she wanted within driving distance. I proposed KBBQ, she sounded excited, and I assumed things were settled. She looked like she felt better, and after a quick lunch break, we continued on with filming. The scenes went relatively smoothly, and soon enough, we were done. I thanked the team for their hard work, and then we went off to our dinner date. Had some good food, and then I went home. I'm sure glad things worked out. A couple of days later, I sent her a release form that she had to sign and send back to production, which is basically an agreement document that gives them permission to use the footage of her that they filmed. When I read her email that I was CC'd in, I joked to her about it because it looked kinda empty. Granted, it was just for a document attachment, but I did want good relations with this team, and at the least expected, a complete sentence? Maybe I was overthinking it. Anyway, she was offended by my comment, saying she didn't want to be pretentiously polite and professional, especially with how much I made her wait on the day of filming. I once again tried to explain how it was out of my control, and all I really could do is show my remorse. We argued about it a bit more, and it eventually led to me asking what exactly I could do to make amends, and she replied with, "Pay me." She wanted to get paid for her time, more specifically the 2 hours I made her wait, the acting she did for the one scene, and she also wanted to charge me for the BB cream I used for the shoot, which she gave to me as a gift, by the way. Yep, she wanted to charge me a whole bottle's worth of BB cream for the few droplets I used on my face for filming. I wasn't sure how to react to this properly. In hindsight, yeah, my bad for not clarifying that she wasn't getting paid. That misunderstanding was my fault. When I invited her, I thought it was more of a, "Hey, this is pretty cool, you wanna be a part of it" kinda invitation. You know what I mean? She was free to decline, and the production team wasn't exactly short on people to be extras. It was a very minor role that would occupy like 2.5% of the commercial. And that is exactly how much she asked to be paid. Which is where the problem was, really. I agreed pretty easily with her wanting to be paid because I understood the concept that people should be compensated for their time. But it didn't make sense to me why it wasn't a flat sum or an hourly rate. She wanted a percentage share of my earnings. And this put me in a spot because I really didn't want to reveal how much I was making to someone I had just recently started dating. I had the right to that privacy. You know, I probably could have just made up a number. Yep, I should have just lied. Yeah, I made $10 from this commercial. Here's 25 cents plus $14 for the BB cream. Thank you. Anyway, it turned out to be a couple $100. And you know what the best part is? The production team had to scrap half of the footage. Yep, the client requested some changes with some shots, and it just so happens that the coffee shop scene was one of the few that got rejected. The team had to rewrite the script a bit, and we had to book another day to shoot the new scenes. They apologized and said my girlfriend was welcome to come again, but they wouldn't need any extras this time. Oh, thank goodness, now she won't have to charge me 5%. And yeah, I still paid her the 2.5%. And for the BB cream. And then she roasted me for not knowing how to apply it properly. I'll show you, bitch.